Hello, everybody, and welcome to our last dual meet of the season. I can't believe it has flown by this fast. We have a big meet coming at you today. We have WA versus three teams: Weston, Wayland, and Cambridge, Rindge, and Latin. All really fantastic teams. So our boys are suited up. That means they have fast technical suits on today, which will hopefully help them to improve their times in the water and get some good results going for these tough competitors. Starting off soon, we will have the 200 medley relay. In lane 1 is Nate Gales, Dhruvan Prakash, Adam Wedlake, and Ansh Desai. Lane 3 is Vincent Zhu, Andrew DeBazio, Will Estevez, and Zach Ouellette. Lane 5 is Quinn Schwab, Fletcher Zhang, Matt Song, and Aiden Curtin. And in lane 7 is Tommy McKenna, Nate Bott, Trevor King, and Kyle Fan. Good luck to all of our boys today, as they will definitely be swimming fast. All right, hopping in the water, we have our backstrokers for our medley relay. In lane 1 is Nate Gales, lane 3 is Vincent Zhu, lane 5 is Quinn Schwab, and lane 7 is Tommy McKenna. Looks like Quinn is the first to the flip turn, but all of these relays are very close together. Just a reminder that we will be measuring up our team's times with these other competitors and see who comes out on top for each of our dual meets. In the water now, we have Fletcher Zhang leading in lane 5. Close to him, we have Andrew DeBazio in lane 3 and Nate Bott in lane 7. Over in lane 1, furthest from the camera, is Dhruvan Prakash. All right, this center relay is looking fast. Diving in the water, we have Matt Song, one of our senior captains. Diving in closest to us, we have Trevor King. And over in lane 3 is Will Estevez. Adam Wedlake about to dive in for the butterfly over in lane 1. All right, in the final leg of our center relay is Aiden Curtin. Diving in the water about 2 seconds before Zach Ouellette over in lane 3. Close by is Kyle Fan, closest to us in lane 7. Very fast swim by our lane 5 relay as well as our lane 3 relay. And Kyle finishing off in lane 7. In the water now over in lane 1 is Ansh Desai. We will get their official times to you as soon as we get them. Just a reminder that we won't be having the sectional or state meets this year, but we do have qualifying times. Our our sectionals qualifying time is a 1:52:53, and our state qualifying time is a 1:48:99. Next up, we will have the 200 freestyle. In lane 2, we have Owen Walpole. Lane 3 is Dan Otteson. Lane 4 is Ryan Pillion. Lane 5 is Sam Granger. Lane 6 is Oliver York. And lane 7 is Davis Haynes. Now, usually what I do is I read each of the swimmers' best times this season and each event and see if they beat those times. But today we're swimming some of our best events. So most of these boys have swam these events before, so I will be letting everybody know if they do get their best time. I will let you know, and we'll hopefully have a lot of best times today as these boys are suited up and ready to swim fast. All right. Again, furthest from us in lane 2 is Owen Walpole. In lane 3 is Dan Otteson. Lane 4 is senior captain Ryan Pillion. Lane 5 is other senior captain Sam Granger. Lane 6 is Oliver York, and lane 7 is Davis Haynes. A very stacked event. Hopefully we'll be getting some good points in this one. Looks like Sam was first to the wall in the first 50s turn. Ryan chasing him down. And Oliver not far behind as well. Sam's best time this season is a 1:48:50. And Ryan's is a 1:52:75. So both are hoping for bests today and motivating each other to do so. Oliver looking fast today as well, not far behind Sam and Ryan. Oliver's best time this season is a 1:57:69. All right, and Sam is going into his last 50 as well as Ryan and Oliver. Dan Otteson about to turn into his last 50. Davis as well. And here comes Sam in for his finish. Great swim from Sam. And Ryan in for the finish as well. We'll get those times to you soon. Strong finish from Oliver. Dan coming in with a strong finish in lane 3. And Davis and Owen finishing almost identical times. Great swims, 200 freestylers. I have the official times from the 200 medley relay. In lane 5, we had a time of 1:43:05, which easily makes the state cut, one of the fastest this season. Lane 3 was a time of 1:46:16, which also makes our state cut. Lane 7 was a time of 1:51:62, which would make the sectional cut. And lane 1 with a time of 2:20:41. Some really fast relays today. Next up, we'll have our 200 IM. In lane 3 will be Fletcher Zhang. In lane 4 will be Matt Song. Lane 5 will be Quinn Schwab. And lane 6 will be Brian Hall. All right, it looks like we are again stacking this event with some of our fastest swimmers. Matt Song and Quinn Schwab in our setter 2 lanes are two of the fastest to ever swim the 200 IM in Westford's history. Brian Hall close by to our center lanes in the butterfly. Senior Fletcher Zhang heading into the backstroke. Looks like this will be a close race between Matt and Quinn. Quinn does have a very strong breaststroke. We'll see if he can pull ahead with that breaststroke today. Brian Hall sticking close by for that third turn. Excuse me, the third 50. It looks like Quinn will pull ahead a bit on the breaststroke, but Matt Song is fighting to keep up. Fletcher also a super strong breaststroker, which is a great stroke to be strong at in the IM. And Quinn and Matt turn for their final 50. Brian and Fletcher turn as well. All have a strong kick going into their last 50 freestyle. A strong finish from Quinn. Couple seconds behind, also a great finish from Matt Song and Brian Hall. And Fletcher Zhang in for the finish. Great swims, boys. All right, everybody, I have the times from the 200 freestyle. In lane 5, we had Sam Granger beating his best time this season by about a second with a 1:47.87. In lane 4, we had Ryan Pillion beating his best time this season by exactly a second with a 1:51.75. In lane 6, we have Oliver York with his best time this season with a 1:56.46. by about a second. Next, we have Dan Otteson, who got a best time this season with a 2:06.03. Lane 7 was Davis Haynes with a best time by 3 seconds this season of a 2:08.69. And in lane 2, we had Owen Walpole with a time of 2:09.78. Great swims from our freestylers. All right, up next we have the first heat of the 50 freestyle. Lane 1, Doug Caggiano. Lane 2, Kyle Fan. Lane 3, Chris Fallman. Lane 4, Zach Ouellette. Lane 5, Andrew DeBazio. Lane 6, Aiden Curtin. Lane 7, Vincent Zhu. And lane 8, Nate Bott. This race is really important for these guys to really race the clock. It's nice to have your team competitors close by to give you a little competition, but they also want to make sure they're beating the times of the other swimmers doing this event. It looks like it'll be Aiden first to the wall with Zach close behind, and the rest is a toss-up. Great job, 50 freestylers. We'll get those times to you soon. Before the second heat of our 50 freestyle, I have the official 200 IM times. In lane 5 was Quinn Schwab cutting his best by 2 seconds this season with a 2:00.02. And in lane 4 was Matt Song, who cut his time by about 2 seconds as well this season with a 2:04.41. And Matt Song is our 6th fastest IMer in the history of Westford swimming. So that was a great race for him. In lane 6, we have Brian Hall with a time of 2:08.66. And in lane 3, we had Fletcher Zhang, who cut his best this season by about 3 seconds with a time of 2:14.47. Some fast IMers. Next up, we have our second heat of the 50 free. In lane 3 is Adam Wedlake. Lane 4 is Brendan Flaherty. Lane 5 is Ansh Desai. Lane 6 is Nate Gales. And closest to us in lane 7 is Rishi Kasarla. All right, we are about to start the second heat of our 50 freestyle. All right, and all boys off to a strong start. This is a close race. Again, in lane 3, furthest from us is Adam Wedlake. Lane 4 is Brendan Flaherty. Lane 5 is Ansh Desai. Lane 6 is Nate Gales. And lane 7 is Rishi Kasarla. Looks like Brendan will pull ahead for the finish with Adam not far behind. Great finishes from all of our boys. I bet there was some great 50 freestyle times for them this season. All right, and I have the official 50 free heat 1 times. In lane 6 was Aiden Curtin with a best time this season of 23.66. In lane 4 was Zach Goulet with the time of 23.96. Lane 3 was Chris Fallman with a time of 24.46. That was lane 5, Andrew DeBazia with a time of 24.46. Then lane 3 was Chris Fallman with a time of 24.54, which is his best time this season. Lane 7 was Vincent Zhu with his best time this season of a 25.03. Lane 2 was Kyle Fan with a 25.06, his best time this season. Lane 1 was Doug Caggiano with a best time this season of 25.84. And lane 8 was Nate Bott with a time of 26:56. Great swims, boys. Next up, we have the times for Heat 2 of the 50 freestyle. In lane 4, we had Brendan Flaherty with the best time by about a second this season of a 27:58. In lane 3, we had Adam Wedlake with the best time this season with a 28:19. Lane 6 was Nate Gales with a best time this season of a 29:00. Lane 5 was Ansh Desai with a 29:21. And lane 7 was Trevor King. It was Rishika Sarla with a time of 29:69. And we'll be back after our short warm-up break. All right, everybody, in just a minute, we will be back from our warm-up break. And we are getting ready for the 100 butterfly. In lane 3, we'll have Brian Hall. Lane 4, Will Estevez. Lane 5, senior captain Matt Song. Lane 6, Kyle Fan. And lane 7, Trevor King. All right, we have our butterflyers diving in now. Will Estevez is a freshman this season who's really proved himself to be a fantastic asset to WA swimming. Very strong butterflyer. As we can tell, he looks like he's stretching out in front. Him and senior captain Matt Song will turn at the same time. Matt Song being one of the fastest butterflyers in WA history. Furthest from us is Brian Hall over in lane 3 with a strong first 50 and coming into his last. And Matt Song will catch the wall first, but that looked like a great swim for all of the butterflyers. We'll check on their time soon. Matt Song's best time ever in this event is a 53.65, and that makes him the 6th fastest in the 100 butterfly in Westford's history. We'll see what he swam today, but the coaches and the swimmers seem excited about how they did in that race. Next up, we will have the 100 freestyle. We'll have 2 heats of this event. In lane 1 will be Owen Walpole. Lane 2 is Davis Haynes. Lane 3 is Chris Fallman. Lane 4 is Aiden Curtin. Lane 5 is Sam Granger. Lane 6 is Zach Ouellette. Lane 7 is Doug Caggiano. And lane 8 is Brendan Flaherty. All right, we are stepping up for the first heat of the 100 freestyle. Looks like Sam Granger will take an early lead in the first 25 with a great start. Close behind him is Aiden Curtin. Chris Fallman looking strong further from us in lane 3. Zach Ouellette looking strong as he goes into his first turn with a powerful stroke. Closer to us, we have Doug Caggiano in lane 7 and Brendan Flaherty in lane 8. We'll see if Brendan can get under that minute mark today. Looks like he's working hard. And here comes senior captain Sam Granger in for the finish. A strong finish from Aiden and Zach as well. Chris Fallman over in lane 3 with a fast time, we're sure. And we'll get those official times to you soon. Great swims from our first heat of the 100 freestyle. I do have the official times for the 100 butterfly. In lane 5 was Matt Song with a 55.47, which does cut his best time this season by a bit. In lane 4 was Will Estevez with a best time this season of a 56.32. In lane 7 was Trevor King with finally getting under that 1 minute mark, one of the hardest things to do in swimming, with a 59.28, a great swim for Trevor. Lane 3, we had Adam Wedlake. Lane 3, we had Brian Hall with a time of 59.65. And in lane 6, we had Kyle Fan with a time of 1:00:59. Great job, Butterflyers. Next up, we have the second heat of the 100 freestyle. In lane 4 was Dhruvan Prakash, is Dhruvan Prakash. Lane 5 is Adam Wedlake. And in lane 6 is Ansh Desai. All right, here is the second heat of the 100 freestyle. All right, looks like freshman Adam Wedlake will be out in front for the first turn, with Ansh Desai closer to us in lane 6 and Dhruvan Prakash furthest from us in lane 4. Looks like Dhruvan will gain on Adam a bit in this second 25 as we go into the turn. Looks like Adam is picking up his kick for his second 50. Helps that Dhruvan has those long arms as he reaches out. We'll see who comes into the finish first. Adam's fighting him for it. Great swims from all three of our 100 freestylers. We'll get those times to you soon. And next up, we will have the 500 freestyle. For the 500 freestyle, in lane 3, we will have Dan Otteson. Lane 4 will be Oliver York. Lane 5 is Ryan Pillion. And lane 6 is Tommy McKenna. Again, I just want to remind everybody that we have predetermined 3 swimmers in each event to score points for the team against each of our competitors. So we will be measuring up those times to our competitors when the meet is done. We also do have to wait for our diving results to come in tomorrow as well. All right, as we wait for the 500 freestylers to be ready, I do have the times from our 100 freestyle. In lane 5, we had Sam Granger with a time of 49.71. In lane 4, we had Aiden Curtin with his best this season of a 51.71. In lane 6, we had Zach Ouellette with his best this season of a not his best this season, but a great swim, 53.31. In lane 3, we had Chris Fallman with a time of 55.28. I'm sorry, that was his best this season. Chris Fallman in lane 3 with a time of 53.57, his best by 2 seconds this season. In lane 7, we had Doug Caggiano with a time of 56.94, his best this season. In lane 2, we had Davis Haynes with a 59.5, right on his best this season. In lane 1, we had Owen Walpole with a 1:00:53. And in lane 8, we had Brendan Flaherty with a 1:00:75, his best this season. And we are off with the 500 swimmers. Looks like Ryan will hold on to the lead as we go into the first 100. We have a lot of spirit on deck today, everybody. We have some signs, meet buddies. Everybody's doing their best to cheer on in a pandemic-friendly way for their teammates. Ryan will hold on to the lead in the first 150. Oliver York not far behind Ryan. Ryan's best time this season is a 5:08:47, which he got the last time he was suited up at one of the first swim meets. So we'll see if he can beat that time today. Oliver York's best time this season is a 5:13:19. And it looks like he's chasing down Ryan because he wants to get that best time this season today as well. Coming in for his turn now is Tommy McKenna. Tommy is staying up there with the boys. His best time this season is a 5:25:94. And Dan over in lane 3 has been steadily getting best times in this event with a 5:44:97 as his best this season. We'll see if he'll break that today. Ryan and Oliver looking strong as they go into their second half of this race. Tommy McKenna looking strong as well with a good tempo in his stroke. Ryan seeming to pick up the pace a bit as he gets into that second half of his race. Oliver York not far behind, still trying to stay right on Ryan's toes. Dan looking strong as he goes into his 300. All right, and Ryan getting close to the final 100 of this event. It looks like he's really picking up his tempo, starting to pick up his kick. You can tell he wants it as one of our seniors this season. He wants to get those best times and make the most out of this season. All right. There goes Ryan, and that whistle means that he is going into the final 50 of his event, and he is really picking up the pace. We'll see what the time looks like for him. Oliver picking up his pace for the last 50 as well. Here he comes in for his finish. Great swim for Ryan. And a great swim for Oliver. Tommy in for a strong finish as well. Held a great tempo the whole race. And coming in for his finish furthest from us is Dan Otteson. Great swims from our 500 freestylers. We will check those times soon, but for now I have the second heat of the 100 freestyle. In lane 4, we had Adam Wedlake with a best this season by about 2 seconds with a time of 1:02.76. In lane 5, we had... Lane 4 was Dhruvan Prakash with the best time this season of a 1:02.76, down by about a second. Lane 5 was Adam Wedlake, down by about a second as well from his best with a 1:03.59. And Ansh Desai down by about a second in hit from his best with a 1:03.94. All best times in that heat. Way to go, boys. Next up, we will have the 200 freestyle relay. In lane 1 will be Owen Walpole, Brendan Flaherty, Nate Gales, and Davis Haynes. Lane 3 is Chris Fallman, Brian Hall, Fletcher Zhang, and Tommy McKenna. Lane 5 is Aiden Curtin, Andrew DeBazio, Ryan Pillion, and Sam Granger. And in lane 7 is Kyle Fan, Doug Caggiano, Dan Otteson, and Oliver York. We'll be back with that relay soon. It looks like we're going to try to hop in for a quick warm-up first. All right, I have the official times for the 500 freestyle. In lane 5, Ryan Pillion cutting his best time by over a second with a 5:07.10. Great swim, Ryan. Oliver York right on his best with a 5:13.94. Tommy McKenna about a half a second off of his best with a 5:25.22. And Dan Otteson cutting another 4 seconds off of his best in this event. I think he's proving himself to be a great distance swimmer with a 5:40.66 for Dan Otteson. Great job, 500 freestylers. We'll be back in about 10 minutes after a quick warm-up. All right, everybody, we are coming back for the 200 freestyle relay soon. In lane 1 will be Owen Walpole, Brendan Flaherty, Nate Gales, and Davis Haynes. In lane 3 will be Chris Fallman, Brian Hall, Fletcher Zhang, and Tommy McKenna. Lane 5 will be Aiden Curtin, Andrew DeBazio, Ryan Pillion, and Sam Granger. And in lane 7, closest to us, will be Kyle Fan, Doug Caggiano, Dan Otteson, and Oliver York. In the pool now, we have Owen Walpole in lane 1, Chris Fallman lane 3, Aiden Curtin lane 5, and Kyle Fan lane 7. Chris and Aiden finishing almost exactly the same time. In the pool now, we have Brendan Flaherty over in lane 1, Brian Hall in lane 3, Andrew DeBazio in lane 5, and Doug Caggiano in lane 7. All right, Ryan diving in for the third leg, as well as Fletcher, both seniors this year. Two of our relays looking very close to each other. Ryan pulls ahead a bit. Summing over in lane 1 is Nate Gales. Closest to us is Dan Otteson. Diving in for the last leg of the relay. In lane 5 is Sam Granger. In lane 3 is Tommy McKenna. Both looking really fast, especially Tommy McKenna coming out of a 500. Great finish for Sam. Closer to us, Oliver York, also coming out of his 500 with a strong 50 as the anchor of the relay. And Davis Haynes looking really strong over in lane 1 as he comes in for the finish. We'll get those relay times to you soon. Next up, we will have the 100 backstroke. In lane 3, it will be Trevor King. Lane 4 will be Vincent Zhu. Lane 5 will be Quinn Schwab. And lane 6 will be Will Estevez. All right, our backstrokers are hopping in for the 100 backstroke. I've said it before and I'll say it again. One of the biggest parts of the 100 backstroke is the underwater portion. You can get really far underwater and it's the fastest part of the stroke. Some even consider it the 5th stroke because it's so important to have as a skill. Quinn looking really fast as he goes into his second 50 of this race. Vincent Zhu and Will Estevez not far behind him. Taking advantage of their underwaters. And here comes Quinn in for his last 50. Trevor looking strong as well over in lane 3. Great finish from Quinn. We'll get that time for you soon. And strong finishes from Vincent and Will, as well as Trevor. All right, I have the results for you for the 200 freestyle relay. Lane 5's relay had a time of 1:35:30, which makes our state cut. Lane 3's relay had a time of 1:37:72, which would make the sectionals cut. In lane 7, our relay had a time of 1:41:94. And in lane 1, our relay had a time of 1:53:12. All right, coming up next, we have the 100 breaststroke. In lane 2 will be Nate Gales. Lane 3 is Dhruvan Prakash. Lane 4 is Nate Bott. Lane 5 is Andrew DeBazio. Lane 6 is Fletcher Zhang. And lane 7 is Rishi Kasarla. The 100 breaststroke is always a race to watch because we have Andrew DeBazio and Nate Bott always neck and neck, so it's a fun one to see between two teammates competing. Fletcher Zhang will be sure to be close to those boys as well. All right, off go our breaststrokers for the last individual event of the day. As expected, we have a tight race already with our center lanes 4, 5, and 6. Almost every meet, Nate Bott and Andrew DeBazio have been within 1/10 of a second of each other with their finish. We'll see if they'll do the same today. It's always a fun race to watch. It looks like Fletcher will be close by them as well. It's still a close race. It looks like Nate Bott will pull ahead. Wow, Nate really pulling ahead at the end of this race. Fletcher not far behind him. And Andrew in there as well. Wow, a strong finish from Nate today. Andrew and Fletcher coming in close as well. Further from us, we have Nate Gales and Dhruvan Prakash finishing their last 25. And closest to us, we have Rishi Kasarla in lane 7, finishing his last 25. We'll check on those times. It looks like we might have some bests. All right, I have the results from the 100 backstroke. In lane 5, we had Quinn Schwab cutting his best time by about 1/10 of a second with a 54:31. Best time this season, excuse me. And we have Vincent Zhu cutting his best time this season by about 1/2 a second with a 59:46. In lane 6, we have Will Estevez, who cut a second off of his best time this season with a 1:00:47. And in lane 3, we had Trevor King with a best this season of a 1:03:38. And cutting that down from his best this season about 2 seconds. Way to go, Trevor. All right, last up we have our 400 freestyle relay. In lane 1 will be Dan Otteson, Davis Haynes, Brendan Flaherty, and Owen Walpole. Lane 3 will be Matt Song, Brian Hall, Will Estevez, and Tommy McKenna. Lane 5 will be Ryan Pillion, Zach Ouellette, Quinn Schwab, and Sam Granger. And in lane 7 will be Oliver York, Chris Fallman, Doug Caggiano, and Trevor King. All right, we are stepping up for our last event of the day, the 400 freestyle relay. In lane 1, we have Dan Otteton. Lane 3, Matt Song. Lane 5, Ryan Pillion. And lane 7, Oliver York. Ryan off to a strong start. After swimming some long freestyle races today, you wouldn't even know it. Looks great, looks strong. Matt Song close by to Ryan. Two of our senior captains in the water now. Oliver York also swam some of our long events today, looking strong still. And furthest from us, Dan Otteson, who also swam some of the longest freestyle events today. So great effort by all of our swimmers swimming some of the toughest events, but still stepping up for their relays. In the water now in lane 1 is Davis Haynes. Lane 3 is Brian Hall. Lane 5 is Zach Ouellette. And closest to us is Chris Fallman in lane 7. Looks like Zach will hold on to a lead right now with Brian Hall close behind. Just a reminder that we will measure up these times against each of the teams that we're competing against today. We have Wayland, Weston, and Cambridge. So we'll see how these times measure up to each of those teams and who will earn those points. In the water now, we have Brendan Flaherty in lane 1, Will Estevez in lane 3, Quinn Schwab in lane 5, and Doug Caggiano in lane 7. Will Estevez just recently out of the backstroke, but you wouldn't even tell. Quinn Schwab as well. Both of them, you couldn't even tell they're swimming their best. And here goes the anchors of our relays. Sam Granger diving in as the anchor, our senior captain in lane 5. Tommy McKenna over in lane 3. Closest to us diving in is Trevor in lane 7. And about to dive in over in lane 1 is Owen Walpole. All right, here comes senior captain Sam Granger in for the finish. Really strong finish from Sam. We'll be getting that time to you soon. A strong finish from Tommy McKenna over in lane 3. Trevor King with a finish in lane 7. And Owen coming in for the finish over in lane 1. Nice swim from all of our boys today. What a great meet. Lots of best times. And we'll stick around to get the final times for our 100 breaststroke and our 400 freestyle relays. All right, for the 100 breaststroke, our official times, lane 4, we had Nate Bott with a best time by about a second this season of a 105.62. Lane 6 was Fletcher Zhang with a best time by a little over half a second this season with a 107.07. Lane 5 was Andrew DeBazia with a time of 107.59. Lane 7 was Rishi Kasarla with a best time this season by about 3 seconds with a time of 122.78. Lane 3 was Dhruvan Prakash with a time of 125.37. And lane 2 was Nate Gales with a time of 130.19. Next up, we have the 400 freestyle relay times. In lane 5, we had a time of 3:26.09, which easily makes the state cut. Lane 3 was a time of 3:35.59. Lane 7 was a time of 3:45.19. And lane 1 was a time of 4:02.09. Great swims from everybody today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow for divers, all divers, girls and boys, as well as the girls swim team as they compete in another tough meet against Wayland, Weston, and Cambridge, Rindge, and Latin. See you tomorrow.